Good Monday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he saw Old Man Rivers out there yesterday, and he went, I can do a comeback. Let's do it, NFL. Dale Hellestrace here, everybody.
Good morning, Steven. How are you?
Doing great.
You came in here just running. I mean, you're flying around, having fun, got a smile.
I walked in 2 minutes ago, folks.
Yeah.
It was an adventure to get here on a Monday morning. Let's just put it that way.
It's interesting because the traffic for me wasn't too bad today, but for you?
Well, I had to go 30 minutes round trip. I dropped my daughter off at school this morning. So I had to do that. So that adds extra time. But we left early enough. But yeah, just to get back and then freeway. And it's just like everybody's driving 60 on the freeway for some reason out of East Mesa. It's a whole mess thing. But I made it.
You're here.
I made it.
That's all that matters.
You're welcome, America.
Wow.
Half of the people watching just went, oh, why couldn't he have stayed home today? Why did he have to make it today?
Just one more accident in front of you and you wouldn't have made it.
It's funny, too, because like when it backs up, I'm like, ooh, should I do the carpool lane? And then if I get pulled over, just do that whole, what do you mean I can't be in here?
Oh, that.
What do you mean? When did that change?
It's like, what?
How do you even know that? Like, did they send me something? Do I get a personalized note?
That's right. You got that electric car, don't you?
Yeah. But no, it's interesting, depending which way you go. But it was like whatever, man. But it's bad when you're expecting a 45-minute drive and you plug it into your GPS and it automatically says an hour and 15. You're like, uh-oh. So anyway, that was my morning. Dale, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I mean, we went and saw our guy Paul Mercer on
Well, first of all, Mercurio, but
Mercurio.
Okay.
Paul M.
Is that what we're calling him now?
Paul M. on Friday night. And,
Okay. Who'd you go with?
I went with my beautiful bride, Brooke, and another couple.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you went on Saturday. Appreciate the invite.
You before I could invite you,
you weren't.
You
gonna
texted
invite,
me and said, "Hey, reach out the ball for me."
You weren't going to invite me anyway. But a fun evening, and I'd never been to that comedy club before.
It really nice. I've never been to a comedy club a day in my life for a comedy set. I've been there with the lights on, middle of the day for my old job and stuff like that. Never been to one like for a show. Yeah, it's really clean and entertaining. I expected more seediness.
Yeah, okay.
More seedy. But that is kind of a ritzy area, too, up there, Desert Ridge. Like, I wasn't sure I belonged when I got out of the car.
Yeah, you probably did.
In my black T-shirt. I debated to wear a polo shirt or just a T-shirt. I just wore a T-shirt. Probably was the most casually dressed person in the room. Besides the 19-year-old kid he pulled up on stage and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was fun. It was
so
good.
he didn't pull you up on stage?
No, thank God, no. Would have had a heart attack. Did he pull you up on stage?
He did not.
You're a big guy. Yeah. It was an awkward thing where, like, I had to go to the bathroom, like, halfway through a set. And then he started telling a couple, stories that he told on the show. So I was like, it's like when you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, this was in the preview. So you like get up and leave then, Or when a band says, hey, this is off our new album, and you get up and leave then. So I did it, but we were sitting up toward the front, and I'm a tall dude. So I'm like finagling through people, and then it's dark. You can't see. I didn't know what to do. I was kind of awkward. It was a good time. I know. I've never been to a comedy club.
You kept going.
I had no choice. I was like, can I make it another 30 minutes? And I was like, probably not. Better go now. Yeah. That was my problem. That was a good time. He's actually a really funny dude.
Very funny.
I shouldn't sound surprised.
Very, just like he said on Friday when he was on the show, the fact that, was he on Friday or Thursday?
Wednesday. Nice. So you'll get it eventually.
Jeez Louise.
You'll get it.
Very interactive. I had a couple people come up on stage, had some fun.
Yeah.
His warm-up act could use a little.
Well, yeah, you expect that though, right?
No, I don't. I expect perfection.
I don't know how to describe him. The Indian guy, is that how he described himself? If not trying to be politically
Wow.
correct.
Wow.
That's how he described himself. The
Wow.
lesbian. I don't know if he said that joke on your night. That was hilarious. The first guy was obviously the host was working on his comedy act. I loved the awkwardness. I love the awkwardness because he just stood up there and like breathed it in instead of like trying to like fill in the gaps and stuff when he was like trying to think of his joke or trying to figure out how to deliver it. Like just he would just stand there and like stare at the ground. It was just like this awkward ooze through the crowd. And I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome how he does that. But he's a good show, man. He comes once a year. So he said, and then he spent some time with us afterwards. Saw me in the lobby waiting for Autumn to get out of the restroom. And we were talking and stuff like that. Super nice guy for a New Yorker.
So Autumn was able to hold it for the show when you were.
Oh my God, I was going to explode.
We don't need to know all that.
They started the nachos. They're phenomenal. Did my nacho review. Just gourmet nachos on top of it. The chicken was superb on top of it. Spread around
Really?
perfectly. I wouldn't get the nachos without a protein, whether it be beef or chicken. I don't know if that would have been as enjoyable, but the chicken on it was amazing. Dinner there, $17. Not too expensive for what you get. So
Right.
it was good. So Saturday night was fun. Your Friday night was fun with him.
Yes, enjoyed it. Got to talk to him a little bit afterwards, and very, very personable and very, very kind.
Yeah. I have a place to stay when I go to New York, apparently.
Ooh. I think that's one of those invites.
No, he was.
Hope
I
that you
know,
don't come.
but he was funny because he goes, hey, come to New York before May. I'll get you on the Late Show. Not on it, but come to a taping
Right.
and everything. And he goes, and if not, I'll just grab my wife. We'll meet for dinner someplace. It'll be good. And I was just like, oh, okay, okay, see you later. It's always funny like when that stuff happens, but. Super nice dude, good show, and that was fun. It was a fun first time in a comedy club, Dale. Autumn was blown away by that stat. I've done everything in my life. Never, and I remember why I ever wanted to go to a comedy club. I love comedy. It's the same act all the time. You hear the same jokes.
What are you talking about?
You hear stuff you've heard before. and
No,
things
you
like that.
don't.
Okay. Your show was different than ours. Well, he does change his show up.
Yeah.
It started off with he pulled somebody up on stage who sold toilet paper. So the first 20 minutes of the show was toilet paper questions and
Okay.
stuff. It was really me describing it isn't funny.
No.
But it was actually really hilarious the
Okay.
way it went and everything. So yeah, so it's an art form. It's an art form I don't get. So my big question is, Dale, because I was trying to get him. I was even like texting him, like, pull him up on stage and have him tell a joke. He said he can do it. Do it. I really wasn't. I wouldn't do that to you. But you famously claim that, it's easy. You can do it.
Oh, I again, the crowd wasn't too big. We went to the Friday early show.
Yeah.
But very interactive. I think he could have used some help from his underlings, the warm-up act. But no, it was a fun night. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves.
I thought the guy from the reservation. I don't know how to describe him. I thought he was actually he had some funny jokes. He just has to put it together a little bit better. But I thought he was I thought he was clever with his jokes.
Really? Did you look at your sweetie and go, I think he's clever?
I did, actually. That's what I told her. I thought the first guy had the best joke of the night, to be honest with you. The guy you didn't like.
Ugh.
The host,
Ugh.
who was obviously working on his act.
Ugh.
You want to know what that joke was? So he's a lawyer. He just got his law degree. And he said he applied to go to Rafi, right? Rafi. And he got turned down. And he goes, my buddy said, his delivery was terrible, but I thought the premise of the joke was great. And he says, my buddy said, oh, don't worry about it. You'll forget about it. And he goes, yeah, till about every 30 feet. Because there's Raffi ads everywhere, Dale. That's probably why you didn't laugh. You didn't get it. I thought that was the most clever joke of the night. Because you'll forget about it. It's just everywhere you go.
Ouch.
It was great.
Uh,
Maybe it's just you don't have a sense of humor. Dale.
oh, it's me who doesn't have a sense of humor. You didn't even smile when you took a picture with the guy.
I grinned. I know. Him and Autumn are these big old happy smiles like they're happy to be there, and I'm all.
And then there's you. No, did that Friday night. I'm trying to remember what I did Saturday. But hung out, and then yesterday we had our family Christmas celebration.
Little early?
A little early because we got people going in different directions.
How do you, because family, son-in-laws are from different places and things to that effect. How do you explain the Santa Claus thing to kids when you do Christmas on the 14th?
You know, it just kind of self-explanatory because actually both of them were like, I asked Santa for this Play-Doh thing and look what I got. I got a Play-Doh thing. But yeah, it had the whole kit and caboodle. Some of us will be here for real Christmas, but Hillary Scott and Beckett and Graham will be in the Bay Area.
Yes.
And then the rest of us will do something together on Christmas Eve.
I was thinking about that after you said that last week, and I think you said it off air, and I was like, over the weekend, it just hits me, and I'm like, wait a minute, how do you explain that?
Well, at 5 and 3, they're not even really inquisitive about.
Oh, so at some point they're gonna go, how did Santa come so early last year on Christmas?
Yeah, it maybe when they're 15 they might get it. Like my mom always told me, hey, once you stop believing in Santa Claus, the presents stop. So
did she really?
Yeah, I was 30 years old still believing in Santa Claus.
Wait, you waited till 30? My parents didn't dissuade the concept of Santa Claus, but they also didn't push it. It was just kind of like there, you know? Yeah, so that's why I think that's why I have a warped view of Christmas.
Is there a subject you don't have a warped view about?
No, I'm a warped view kind of guy.
How about Kenny Dillingham going to Michigan?
Oh, he's so gone.
He's what?
So gone.
No, he's not.
Because he's on the plane. He's just, wife and kids are there scoping out houses and everything.
Do you think he's gone?
I really don't.
No.
Michigan's not the threat. Okay, I'll say this. I've been told from people on the other side of the country, he's their number 1 or number 2 guy that they want. Now, can they pull him from there? And so then you saw the press conference. I was going to pull it, but it's just him getting emotional, and then it's really, I'm staying. I love this place, whatever. And there's 2 ways to look at this. I don't know. Did you see this where he pauses for 30 seconds?
I did see
the
the 30-second pause. Yeah.
I didn't pull the video because it's long and he doesn't really say anything. But you could take this one of 2 ways, right? He's emotional because he's just so happy to be here and he doesn't want to leave here, or he's emotional because he knows he's going to leave here. Which way do you fall? It could be either way, man.
I don't think he would take the Michigan job just because of all the nonsense that's going on.
That's what I'm leaning towards. He just rebuilt this program.
Yeah.
Now, it would be easier to do there. But the AD's going to get blown out at some point. They're doing an investigation into Juwan Howard, their hockey program, their women's basketball program. I think their freaking track and field team all have had serious coaching issues where they've had to fire coaches, and not because of the sport, because of off the field garbage. Right. There's a lot of turmoil in the Michigan program since this AD has been hired back in whenever it was, 2015, 2016 or whatever. I don't know if you leave ASU that you just rebuilt it to go to a school that you don't even know who your boss is going to be if you get hired in this town, because that guy's going to get blown out at some point.
Yeah, that makes me think he's not going to be the one that hires the next guy.
Yeah, and the next guy's going to be like, oh, well, my guy. Yeah.
But what I could see is, I see Freeman's name bouncing around.
I told you guys last week, it's not Michigan you have to worry about.
Right.
It's what happens after Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, Freeman's going to be at the Giants.
And if he leaves Notre Dame,
Lincoln Riley, which I don't think you leave ASU, go to USC. Lincoln Riley could get moved right now. He could move to another school, at USC. And I don't think you go from ASU to USC type of a move. But this coaching carousel isn't up yet, and it's going to, depending on who Michigan gets. So I think we're safe with Michigan. Now, Michigan wants him. Michigan's going to throw everything at him. It's got to be hard to turn that down. I don't care how much you love a place. I love my house, too. I get the right job offer, and I'm packing up and being like, see everybody.
If I'm him.
I'm moving to Wichita.
if I'm him, I'm saying, you know what? I love it here. I've got a good gig here. Michigan, that is going to be at least a half a decade rebuild from the bottom up.
A lot of issues, but they'll rebuild fast in the football program. But like I said, the issue is, okay, you get hired. AD's still there. They do this investigation. AD turns out he's the guy that's letting all this rampant stuff happen. He gets blown out. New AD comes in. New president. President could get blown out in this deal of the university if it's bad enough. All of a sudden, now you got two new bosses. I don't know if you want to go through that.
I don't know. And again, does any of this involve the NCAA rules? Is there possibility of being on probation?
Yeah.
All those things are too much up in the air right now.
Yeah, that's why I don't. If Michigan was Michigan back in the Bo Schembechler days, I'd be like, oh crap, we're losing him. He's going.
Right.
And you got to factor in too. I mean, let's be honest about it. Michael Crow's not an athletic guy. He fights the system and athletes and the athletics and stuff like that. The school has to pony up NIL money. Forget about paying Kenny, which supposedly there's a deal in works according to Sun Devil source. And, but it's not necessarily about Kenny's money. It's about your NIL money.
Right.
And are you constantly fighting for it? Is Crow going to loosen those purse strings, folks? The precedent and the history says no. No, he is not.
But the precedent, the only thing I'm going to say is I've noticed over the last year and a half now, excuse me, is I don't feel the presence of him nearly as much as I did when he had
yes, Herm Edwards.
And his other guy.
Ray, who's making fire Ray Anderson.
Give that to
from
NIL.
the law program and throw that in the NIL. It's almost $1 million. It's $900,000. Let's do it. It's problem solved, folks. $1 million into the NIL.
But I would be concerned if I'm an ASU fan if something happens with Freeman at Notre Dame, because I could see that being a pretty good fit.
I think, Notre Dame and or one of the big programs in the SEC. Like if DeBoer leaves Alabama, that's a dangerous move too.
Yeah.
Well, he's familiar with the SEC. He coached at Auburn, right? So that's a dangerous move also in terms of the other side. But I just love the people, because I'm a big, I read these press conferences and the way they talk, and when I saw him get emotional, I feel, I was like, oh, he loves it. He's using the I love it here, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a tough decision whether he wants to stay here or not. You're like, oh my gosh, I can go there, coach for 2-3 years, even if I get blown out. My family will be set up in a way it's not going to get set up here at Arizona State.
I wonder exactly how much a Notre Dame, a Michigan, and Alabama would offer him versus what this new deal is going to be. Is it double?
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to bet you if he's your number one guy, you're looking at Brian Kelly type money, $10 million, $12 million a year. That's going rate for top tier coaches. Remember when they hired Kenny Dillingham? It was a stretch. Everybody was like, oh, you're hiring the offensive coordinator with no coaching experience as a head coach?
Young guy, still snotty nose.
Now he's like the cat's meow out there and stuff to that effect. Oh, no, I'll say it's a lot. I'll put it this way. It's going to be a lot more money. I don't see ASU. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe ASU pays him $10 million a year. I don't see that.
No.
I don't see that.
I don't think they can go that high.
I don't see that at all. I don't know. It's your boy at Santan Ford. Who are the people building that practice bubble and raised like what, $10 million in like a day?
Yeah.
Those guys. Call that guy up. You know him. Call that guy up and say, hey, man, we need a check from you. But it's not just Kenny money. It's also what you do. I told you that James Franklin, when he went to Virginia Tech, they simultaneously, while announcing him as the head coach, announced they're pumping something like $125 million into the football program, which means NIL money. Have you heard an announcement like that from ASU at all, Dale?
Nope. Not that I recall.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Don't know. It's a threat. Michigan, to me, Michigan's not the threat. Michigan wants him. It's just, you can fight that off. There's a lot of reasons to say no, unless you're just a money grubbing, whatever. But it's the next job you got to worry about. But you're right. I mean, Freeman could disappear. I mean, Ryan Day he's been thought of as an NFL head coach for a long time at Ohio State. This playoff run ends. Hey, it just so happens to coincide, depending on how far they go, with the end of the NFL season. Coaches are going to get blown out. And you mean to tell me some of those people aren't reaching out to Ryan Day at Ohio State to step up a level?
You know what? The interesting thing about that is, and I'm fascinated because, again, I listened to Colin Cowherd. He did a deal on this. I think it was last week. And say you're a head coach with a name that's sought after. Mm-hmm. Who would you rather work for? Would you rather work for an impulsive single owner billionaire who they seem to be getting more and more itchy trigger fingers?
Yeah, but again,
or kind of control a university that the president brings you in, and
you have to deal with a lot of people
and all that. It's
boosters, parents, that kids next level, right? Right, Jaden Daniels, right?
Well, that's up to you.
You have to deal with the Sam Levitts.
That's up to you. You're going to deal with parents, but
you don't have to deal with the Sam Levitt and kids constantly transferring in the NFL.
No, again, I'm just saying compare and contrast them. But you also know how you have these owners that, other than in Arizona, that you don't make the playoffs in the first 3 years, you're gone.
Yes. But you're going to
and sometimes after 2 years, you're gone.
But Ryan Day is going to make enough money jumping up that, I don't know, college probably pays more than NFL coaching does.
Well, the way he put it, he said it's at least about 80 to 90% of what NFL money makes. The top guys.
Yeah, even Ryan Day's a top guy.
The top guys. Where it used to be.
It's not like he's going to go to the NFL and then, be at $1 million a year.
It used to be college coaches were 50% of an NFL coach.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm just saying the circle isn't over, and there is a legit threat that you could lose somebody because of the right fit. ASU's the right fit for him, but you guys got to think of. I find it interesting because then you think back, right? Because what did Kenny Dillingham start talking about a week or two before the Sam Levitt news broke? We need NIL. Which, looking back on it, you go, oh my God, we missed the most obvious thing here. He started talking about NIL money and that stuff because he was already having conversations that Sam Levitt was leaving. And it took like a week and a half to fizzle out, right, to get there and stuff like that. And then he just keeps talking about it. And then you find out he has a meeting with Crow, and Crow is committed to, before the Territorial Cup, and Crow's committed to the football program and NIL in the football program. And he's like, I feel good about this now and stuff like that. Those conversations are happening for a reason behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's to keep Kenny Dillingham here. Forget about the players. It's to keep Kenny Dillingham here. That's the reality of college football nowadays. And look, regardless of Michigan's problems, you walk in there, folks. They got a couple mil they're throwing at the football program and players and stuff like that without even blinking.
Also, remember this: when Nick Saban stepped down, somebody did a study. And how many coaching changes that precipitated by him sitting down.
Arizona lost Jed Fish because of that.
Yes, because the Washington coach goes to Alabama. But it was a lot more than that, too.
No, it went down multiple levels. I want to say, if I remember correctly, it was 50 or 60 positions. Now, that included assistants and stuff but 50 to 60 coaches changed schools and everything. And remember, that was a late decision to step down. It wasn't like it was right after the season ended.
Right.
It was the whole cycle was done, and that's what this Michigan thing is doing as well. And then if, like you said, if Freeman leaves, Freeman's able to talk to whoever now. You might hear Freeman sooner than later because, they're not doing a bowl game. Ryan Day would be an interesting one because that could restart the circle back up again. But I wouldn't. I'll put it this way: Lincoln Riley and SC are not the match that they thought they were going to get together.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lincoln Riley wants to be there, and I don't think they necessarily want him to be there. So what's the easiest out? Hey, I'm going to go take this job. And SC goes, oh, please don't go. As they're kicking him out the door. Please don't do it. Don't leave us, man.
Yeah, see, if Kenny went to, like say it plays out, like we're just throwing out scenarios.
Yes.
But, like, if he left for Notre Dame, okay.
How many coaches does ASU have to lose to Notre Dame, Dale?
Who else have they lost to Notre
Two.
Dame?
The dude, the Rudy dude.
The Rudy dude.
The coach that was there for Rudy. Oh, my God. Devine. Dan Devine.
Oh. That was even before I was born.
Whatever. Joe Montana's how much older is Joe Montana from you? He was on that Notre Dame team.
Joe Montana.
He's not that much older than you.
Yeah, he's played in the league in '81, so he's at least 5, 6 years older.
Yeah,
than
that's what I
me.
mean. That's not that big of a gap. Maybe at your age it's a big gap, but yeah,
he's almost 70.
You were alive.
Jeez.
You were alive with that. Dan Devine. I mean, we lost Danny White, Dan White, the AD to Notre Dame. I mean, how many more? I mean, Notre Dame needs to stop poaching.
It's not Danny White.
Dan White. What's his name?
No.
Something White.
Yeah,
Pete White?
Kevin White.
Kevin White. Yeah, I don't know. That was the a-hole that started the C licensee deal here. And, you got to pay a donation. Started that garbage. But we lost 10 to Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame needs to stop poaching from the better academic school in the country down here in Phoenix, is all I'm going to say.
I think every 50 years it's okay to take a
Notre
coach.
Dame, go pick on somebody else. Stop trying to get our best out here in Phoenix.
But see, what I'm saying is that if he took the Notre Dame job, I think everybody would be sad, upset, but understand it.
I don't know.
If he went to USC?
Oh, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Sam Levitt, I don't know. I've turned on Sam Levitt a little bit, but I'll pay attention to him wherever he goes,
Right.
unless it's Texas Tech. Then he's dead to me.
Texas Tech?
And I hope Sam Levitt's arms fall off.
Wow.
If he goes to Texas Tech. Anywhere else in the country, I'll mildly pay attention to him, just like I did Jaden Daniels. I'll watch from afar.
Well, you
but
couldn't
Texas
help.
Tech? Texas Tech? Nope.
Now, if Sam Levitt goes to Texas Tech and wins the Heisman,
Get depressed.
yeah.
Get depressed now, folks. It's bad. It's bad to deal with from that side. Yeah.
It's going to be fascinating to watch these next few weeks. Because I can see that Michigan
stress
job.
about it?
I can see that Michigan job. I mean, I obviously I'm not a big ASU fan. I'm not going to stress.
I'm not sure the Michigan AD is as safe as people. There was a rumor that he got fired last week, and then it turns out he's going to be in this hire. I'm just saying, I'm not sure he's as safe as you think he is. So what I'm getting at, this might be a lengthy coaching hire decision.
Well, if there's continuing to investigate things,
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
and hire,
How do you let him hire somebody?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jonathan Gannon. How do you, after these performances, go, oh, he needs to pick his own quarterback? How do you think he can come back and develop anybody?
You're going to let Drew Petzing pick the next quarterback of the Cardinals?
I'm not letting these guys do anything. Falcons tickets. I got Falcon tickets for this weekend. Do I still have them? I should look. I think I put them up for sale for $1. Somebody just take them. Just disaster. I'm not even sure they have a chance to beat the Falcons this weekend, to be honest with you. I still got 2 tickets left.
You've already sold 2?
I sold 2.
Who are you going to make go with you? You tie Autumn up? And
No,
say
it was
you're
great
going?
this week. Autumn would go. She's a sicko fan. Like she like it's She's like sitting there watching the game yesterday, and like everything. She's like, "Oh crap! Oh no! Oh gee! Oh!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, they're gonna get blown out. Just relax. They're gonna be down 10-0 before the offense even goes on the field. Just relax. It's just how it's gonna go." She would go. I think she might have a family because it's Christmas time, obviously, and stuff. She might have a family thing, so I don't know. I might have to drag Ethan along or something. Well, somebody takes him. There's not a big Atlanta contingent here either, so that stadium might be mostly empty. You get a section. It'll be like back in the Sun Devil days. You get a section. You get a section. Y'all get a section.
It'll look like one of those COVID games.
Yeah, that's right. Just two people and then a bunch of seats with something tied over them or whatever.
Hold on, is COVID back? No, it's just Cardinals.
Yeah, it's just the Cardinals game. Don't worry about it. Just the Cardinals game out there. Oh, Lordy. Well, when we come back, we'll keep it rolling. We got Major League Baseball news.
Got good news in the Valley? Yes? No?
I don't know. We'll have to decide on that. 38-year-old starting pitcher. Is that what we're shooting for now?
Well, if you didn't sign him, you'd be bitching. I know that.
We got to give Hazen some props, man. He played the Texans, man. He got some draft picks for that trade just to re-sign the guy. That's a Hazen move right there. We're gonna call it. He doesn't do much else well, so he did that well though. We'll talk about that coming up. ASU basketball. I'm gonna call it now. Bobby Hurley, take the rest of the season off, Tiger.
Well, don't they usually do that?
No, Bobby Hurley, take the rest of the season off. They played better without him. We'll talk about that, of course. Suns last night, Lakers.
Boy, I turned that off, turned it on, turned it off, turned it on. Down 15, then up 1.
Down 20, yeah. It was exciting. And then, when it's 8-on-5, though, it's hard to win a game.
Oh, brother.
Come on back, folks, to the main event. Well, I'm back here for the main event. Been one of those days here today on this Monday. Dale will be back and joining us here in just a second. Robert did chime in, of course, Texas, 623-252-6670. Hit us up, of course, on X as well, at TME Sports Show. Robert says, use the carpool lane. Who do you think you are? LeBron? Yeah, I'm special. And I can grab, kick, yell at a referee, hit him, push him. Nobody's going to do anything about it because that's what I am. Nobody's going to dare deal with me when it comes to that. Yeah, I feel special. There's no doubt about that. And Dale, welcome back.
Well, thank you. Again, it doesn't seem like you've increased the length of our commercial breaks.
It's the audience at home doesn't want to see Well, they don't want. What are they watching? NBC or some channel 12? Where they have 7-minute commercial breaks in between the shows.
I
and
think
stuff?
you need to have at least one potty break commercial. Jeez.
We need to.
I'm
I know.
sprinting.
Well, I had an idea. Of like what's coming up this week, in terms of sports, like ASU basketball, women's basketball, just to tell people like, hey, here's what's happening in the sports world this week, especially locally, like a graphic. And then the thing I did, me and actually Riley were working on it on Friday, and it didn't look right, didn't work right, so I have to go back to the drawing board. And I didn't do it this weekend. I relaxed this weekend, Dale. I had
Yeah, what did you do? You didn't, I told you what we
Nothing.
did on Sunday.
Absolutely nothing. Double XP weekend there on Call of Duty. I did a lot of that.
What's double XP?
I just just built my character up a little bit, upgraded my weapons. So,
do you pay for that?
No. You just got to play it and get your stuff up. Max out your weapons and stuff like that. Don't worry about it. It's fun. I know, and you don't like fun. I know you don't like fun. So I did a lot of that this weekend. Totally slacked off on my adult responsibilities.
Okay.
It was to the point where, because we were just still deciding on Saturday if we were going to run up there. Because, Desert Ridge is a long way from my house, And so I'm asking, do you want to go? So I texted you and was like, hey, was it fun? We're going to waste our time. It's kind of a whatever. Not that Paul would have been a waste of time. I'm just talking about the environment and stuff like that and everything. So you said it was good. So I let her know that. And then I was like, man, I've just been sitting around. I got to leave the house. So let's just go or whatever. That's the state I was in this weekend. But also, for my ankle, doctor gave me the meds. Man, I took it late on Friday, and I could not sleep. I went to that Desert Ridge women's basketball game.
Oh,
the girls, the Lady Jaguars. Man, they were fun. I'm not going to compare them to the boys team, but they were fun to watch. I feel bad, too, because we go till halftime, because that's when the Palm team does their stuff, and then half the crowd leaves. Even for the boys game, half the crowd leaves because, the Palm team's done with their chores or whatever. So they feel kind of bad. But the Lady Jaguars over there, they were fun and entertaining to watch. They played Coronado, right? The Aztecs? Corona del Sol. Yeah, and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
No.
And that was a fun first half. I enjoyed it a lot. It was good. And then we left it.
And then you left.
Well, because the Palm girls are done, and then they're hungry, and you got to go feed those teenage girls before they
So do the girls play before the boys?
I don't.
Like, what time was the game?
Oh no, it was 6 p.m. So I think that's normally how it works, but in this case, it didn't. I don't know why.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if the men, but yeah, usually it's girls and then the boys play afterwards, because then they want because basketball games aren't that long. You go to a football game and it's 3 hours, 3.5 hours, sometimes 2, depending on running clock. But, it's an event. The basketball games go quick, 8-minute quarters, 60-minute halves, and they go fast.
No TV timeouts.
Usually. I'm sure when Coa Pete was playing, there's probably every other thing was kind of like the 2A championship, where it's like literally like why is there a 7-minute break here in the middle of this game? Oh, that's right, TV timeout here. Different than a regular game. So that was fun on Friday night. Did that.
Go see at SCA the way they used to do it, small school.
Yeah.
There used to be JV girls and JV boys and varsity girls, varsity boys.
I just don't know if they do it all the time. I know they do that. I just don't know if they do it. They did not do it in this case. The boys weren't playing at 7 p.m. or whatever,
Okay.
And stuff. But so I did that. But then I took that medicine late. I took it at 4 or 5 p.m. Dale, I was sweating. Whatever it's doing to your body to make your ankles feel better. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm sweating. I'm just sweating to death. I can't sleep. I was up till 2:15 Saturday morning, just wide awake because of that stupid med. And I was like, why? They tell me to take it in the morning and at night. Oh my God, how I feel when I take this stuff. So 2:15. So then that's the problem. So then I slept into 9:30, 10 on Saturday. And then was watching Army Navy. What a fantastic comeback by Navy. First of all, that was fun.
Yeah.
Army was, I'm not going to say dominating that game, but Army was doing what the U.S. Army does. And then Navy came back at the end. That was fantastic to watch. Washington blew out Boise State Saturday night. Now, in the LA Bowl, where you literally got a section if you wanted to.
There's a reason why that bowl game's going away.
Yeah, meaningless bowl games there. I mean, if you're a Washington fan, why are you going, or even unless you just want to get out of the cold, I guess, if in Boise. But why are you going to the December 13th LA Bowl? Like those bowl games, every bowl game should be like 2 weeks after the season ends or something.
Yeah.
That was just way too quick of a turnaround. Why are you going to that? Which then told me like I said, we're doing that small vacation and we're just gonna end up at the Sun Bowl because we're going that way. It's like, oh, let's just go see it. Some people want to go to the game and see Sims and Dillingham's final game, Dale.
Wow.
And everything. So we're going that way. And then I'm like, oh my God, if the LA Bowl's that bad. Who from Duke is going from Duke to El Paso for New Year's? Because the game's on the 31st of noon.
Yeah, get stuck in El Paso. New Year's Eve.
We're driving back. I guess last time they were there, I think they played Florida State, if I remember right. Yeah, we literally drove back. We were watching the midnight fireworks all over, Gila River and stuff as we're coming up I-10 for midnight. But Bobby Hurley and the Sun Devils. Saturday night, I leave where I'm watching that game before we leave and everything. And we're driving. And we're listening to the game. We're here at halftime where Santa Clara, ironically enough, Herb Sendek, ex-ASU head coach, which I liked as a head coach. It's just, speaking of the statue and Jonathan Gannon, he was just an emotional human being himself. But his teams play discipline. They don't have meltdowns and stuff like that. End of the half, Bobby Hurley. And I mean, refs sometimes suck at what they do.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree with that and everything.
Yep.
And there's a way to handle it and there's a way not to handle it. And I went to Twitter, before I left and was like, I just don't. What's worse? Like, yes, the refs are bad, but you getting kicked out in the first part of the game. And I listened to it on the radio. Keep this in mind. I hadn't seen the video yet. Kobe, just give me a heads up if we're ready here because I got him the videos late. Okay, perfect. So, I haven't.
Kobe's always ready, Steve.
Well, while you were out of the room, I was rushing the hard drive to him and stuff. So I know one of us is a professional around here.
Kobe's good,
and it's Kobe.
Yeah.
So, I listened on the radio, and I'm just like, oh, Bobby here. Like, what's worse? The refs being terrible, or you getting kicked out and not being to coach your team? Like, if this was late in the second half, throw your fit, send your message, get kicked out then. This is the first half we're talking about. And it's a ball game. To me, it's like, what message does that send to your team if you're getting kicked out in the first half? And then I saw the video. For the love of God, Bobby Hurley. We complain about Jonathan Gannon being the statue. We've nicknamed him the statue here. And then there's going too far, man. Going way too far. Here is Bobby Hurley, if you didn't see it, losing his ever blooping mind to the referees on Saturday night in Henderson, Nevada. No sound here. What kind of example is this setting for the player? Look, that one player's like wiping his eyes like, crap, here we go. This, first of all, not scary. Second of all, you need 4 people to hold you back? Are you effing kidding me?
Well, and did you see the end there? He yelled at the guy who's trying to hold him back.
Yeah, he did. He goes, "Don't touch me!"
Yeah.
And that's his assistant or somebody on his staff.
Yeah,
it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. It's terrible. So I went to Twitter and I was like, before I saw that video, and I was just like, I think it's more important you're coaching your team. Yes, the refs are sucking. Say your piece to them, professional. But to do that. Like we've said it in years past. I think it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago. Oh no, it was with Freeman, the guy that ended up getting caught up in that gambling scandal. It's like he started acting out in games, and I was like, well, why wouldn't he? His coach acts like that. So why wouldn't he act like that? And that's just downright embarrassing, Dale. Why? Then you see that video and that reaction. He was telling the refs to F themselves. Read his language there. And I saw a transcript of somebody that said what he said. He was telling the refs to F themselves. He called them, you're an a-hole. And he looked out of control.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
embarrassing, Dale. That's embarrassing for the kids, for the program, and for everything else.
I don't know what he expects to accomplish there.
That's my question.
So
First
much,
half.
so much more can be accomplished by having a conversation with an official.
And being on the sideline to keep that conversation going throughout the game.
Yep.
So then he gets ejected, end of the half. Santa Clara goes on a run, and they're up like 55-39, something like that at the end of the half. They go on a run, right? And they go in there. ASU ends up coming back and winning this game with a guy named Coach Nick Irvin. I want to compare and contrast. Now, this is a 3-minute clip. Kobe, I'm going to warn you here. I'm going to ask you to pause it a couple times because we're not going to play all 3 minutes. But Coach Irvin took over, and he's talking about it. And after the game, he's like, look, we changed our rotations. We did this. And they came back and won the game. They were down by like 20 points at one point. Come back, win the game against Herb Sendek's team. And Herb Sendek's teams are disciplined. They do not have meltdowns like this. So that's kind of an interesting take on this. But if Bobby Hurley wants to act like that in the first half of a game to where he just loses control and it's embarrassing, and you've got this salt of an earth of a gentleman on your sideline, what in the world is happening here? He's talking to the TNT guys, so there's a lot of fluff in here. But Kobe, go ahead and start it. Here's Coach Irvin talking about where he is. And just look at this, Coach, compared to what I just showed you.
So much fun to watch that entire time. I am someone that runs hot. This studio right now is at 50 degrees because of it. I feel your pain. Have we hydrated enough? Have we gotten a towel to sop up the sweat? How you feeling right now, sir?
I'm feeling good. You know, I had to bring the pain. Coach got put out the game, so I had to do what he do and bring some energy to the team.
It was amazing.
Hey, Nick, hey, stop it really quick. You hear that? Look at that. This guy's all smiles. This guy's like, hey, I got to bring some energy to this team. Coach got kicked out. I have to bring some energy to this team. This guy's more of a head coach than Bobby Hurley is. Play it again. Let's start it up again. Here's Bruce Pearl.
P, it's Coach Pearl. Let me ask you a question.
Hey, what's up, my man?
What's up, my friend? Hey, listen, how proud is your dad, Mac Irvin, the godfather of high school AAU basketball in Chicago, your mama, Louise, the godmother of AAU basketball. How proud are they right now of their son?
Oh, they so proud of me right now. They smiling from ear to ear. And, I mean, you know, BP, like, this is why I coach the game. This is why I love doing what I do, because of them. You know, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. And, you know, I'm just so happy and blessed that I could, you know, help show them that they baby boy okay.
Hey, stop it again. Stop it again. Dear God, can this be any more of a contraction, Dale, between the two men?
Contradiction.
Yeah, this is amazing. How is this guy coaching on Bobby Hurley's staff?
That's what's interesting.
It gets better, folks. This guy is the salt of the earth. Here's Jalen Rose asking him some questions.
Rose, your Chi-Town brother, Juwan
Jay
Howard,
Rose.
Big Nuke, what up, family? Told me to tell you congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks.
You know, they say a lot of times players take on the personality of their coach, and we know Coach Hurley is fiery. What did you want to bring in the second half that your team could feed off of, that they ended up feeding off of, and turning this game around for you to get the win?
Well, I just wanted to bring the energy, bring the pain, and like I told the guys, just follow my energy. Just way y'all follow Coach energy. Nothing gonna change. We got to be great on the defensive end, and we just got to be aggressive. Be aggressive on both ends of the floor. And, you know, dogs gonna show who they are. You know, so just go out there and be a dog.
Coach,
okay, stop it now. Okay, Bobby Hurley ever going to say something like that? And you heard Jalen Rose. You take after your coach. Is that who you want your team to be? What you saw with Bobby Hurley, or is this what you want to see your team be?
Well, and the one thing is, I think that if he wasn't coaching at ASU, he wouldn't have said, I want to just pick up where Bobby left off.
Well, no. I mean, you're saying the right thing because you know bread's his butter, right? But that's the point here. And he's not picking up where Bobby. He went into the locker room. They made adjustments. they talk about it here as well. Here's Jamal Roshburn asking
Jamal Mashburn.
Mashburn. Sorry, thank you. I was trying to remember his name. I'm going off my memory here. TNT Sports Guys. Here he is asking him questions.
Mashburn here. I faced the Mac Irvin AAU team long time ago, and my son on the Nike circuit as well. Congratulations on the victory. What was it in the second half that you guys did to cut off that water for the three-point shot for the Santa Clara? What was the strategy behind that?
Well, we decided to switch 1 through 5. Get out there on the shooters, make a play to the rim. So that was the strategy for the second half. And then just be aggressive. Like I tell them, pressure bust pipes. Let's put some pressure on them, and let's see how they can handle it.
Let me tell you something, Coach. This is probably going to go down as a win for Mr. Hurley, but for us on a national stage, we believe that this is Coach Irvin's first win. So congratulations to you, brother. That was amazing to watch.
Way to go, Nick.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Coach Hurley like my brother, so we're going to share this one together.
Amazing, amazing. Coach, go celebrate with your team, man. Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations.
What I don't know.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
I mean, what I don't know is when you get ejected, can you be in the locker room? So was he helping them at halftime? And so we don't know that answer. I don't know that. I don't know what the case is on that and stuff like that. But just look at the difference of these gentlemen. Now, I'm not saying Nick Irvin, salt of the earth there, just an absolutely great human being, it looks like. I'm not saying that he should be the head coach of ASU. But you need somebody closer to him than you need what we showed you on Bobby Hurley. It's been 10 years of it not working with Bobby Hurley. Maybe we should try something out, Mr. Hurley. Maybe just try it out. Be more like Coach Irvin there. Look how well respect. Have you ever seen Bobby Hurley talk to you like that from the media at all?
No. And again, obviously he's got his resume and all that, but boy, those guys did a nice job. They all seem to have a relationship with the mom, dad.
Well, because of AAU and Chicago, that's a big
cool.
up and coming market, and so they knew him and stuff, which is a little bit different and stuff. But you just look at the respect and reverence they had for him. Look at his just excitement there, and then when he even talked the basketball side. I watch a lot of Bobby Hurley press conferences, and it's just him angry or talking about even after a victory. It's just bad. That dude I can watch all day long. Man, he broke it down when they started asking basketball stuff. He broke it down and stuff to that effect. Just what are we doing, man? What are we doing here? For a coach to continue to lose his mind like that with your basketball team who's having success this year? What? I get it. Refs sometimes blow calls and screw up and stuff like that effect. And I'm not saying you got to go to the opposite of Jordan Ott last night, which kind of cracked me up because he was just all those calls and he was just, just kind of just standing there. He'd say his piece. It's just you got to find a happy medium, man. That's just uncalled for garbage by Bobby Hurley there, Dale. And
the thing is, obviously they came back and won the game, but through that barrage from Bobby Hurley,
yeah.
Santa Clara scored 9 straight points.
That's my point. They finished the half strong. He didn't help his team at all.
No, he hurt his team.
If any, that's my argument here. What did that accomplish other than you gave Coach Irvin a chance to show that he knows what he's talking about with basketball and can get these kids to play and put a system in to stop the three-pointers and all of that stuff? Bobby Hurley, I'm going to argue, hurts this team more than he helps it. And maybe he needs to miss more time is what I was getting at earlier, Dale. Just have him sit out the first half. Let's see how we start in the first half. Have Coach Irvin there start the game. Let's see what happens. They couldn't even get a lineup in the Jerry Colangelo Classic, which you do every game.
And that's kind of important, isn't it?
Well, otherwise you give up. You get a technical to start the game and stuff like that. It's just, isn't it amazing? Like, I don't know what it is about coaches nowadays and athletic directors in high school and all of that, administrations in high school. Do you hear about Skyline this week? Richard Obert put that story out. Oh, my God. Just terrible out there. And now you got head coaches hurting your team, and they continue to be. I just don't understand what we're doing anymore. But it's embarrassing. We have all this stuff happening right now around Kenny Dillingham, and everybody wants Kenny Dillingham, and rightfully so. We all want to keep him. Everybody else wants him. Everybody wants a pizza of the man, and all of that stuff. And we got to sit here and be subjected to Bobby Hurley and those embarrassing antics, and then it hurts his team on top of it. I don't get what we're doing, man. I just don't anymore.
Would you rather have Bobby Hurley or would you rather have Jonathan Gannon saying, we didn't do enough in all three phases, we got to play a little bit better?
Somebody put out there. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys now. I have no clips of Jonathan Gannon today.
You don't?
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of
I was
playing.
looking so forward to
I'll have
it.
him tomorrow for Bruce. I am sick and freaking tired, if you haven't caught on the last couple weeks, of hearing the same mumbo jumbo. This time the reporter asked a different question, but in the same motif, Dale, as we are at the top of the hour here. Reporter said, hey, your defense has regressed the last couple weeks. Is there a play calling issue? Is there something that needs to be changed? Jonathan Gannon's answer, nope, no change necessary. I am tired of it. The Cardinals should get zero press for the rest of the season.
Oh.
Nobody should talk about them. Nobody should even act like they exist. We don't have a professional. They are so unserious. They are unserious about their jobs. It drives me nuts, Dale. That press, somebody put out on Twitter last night, I saw it, and they were like, they literally played that clip that you just said. And they go, I don't know if this is week 4 or week 15 or week 10 or week 12. I don't know what game this press conference is from. And he's not wrong. They're not wrong.
And then you see one of the headlines is Cardinals blitzed by Texans as draft positioning improves.
They're the 6th pick now.
Yeah.
Because people won yesterday against the Cardinals. Again, tell me you have confidence in them making this draft pick. I would rather see them go, hey, big name disgruntled lineman for your team, or hey, Joe Burrow and Cincinnati Bengals. How would you like the 6th pick of this draft this year to draft somebody on that? And give us Joe Burrow, and we'll throw in a couple other things for you. Do that. Because they've also shown a free agency. Jonah Williams was their big free agent acquisition last year. Injured last year, struggled this year, out now, stuff like that. I don't have any faith in these people whatsoever to do anything. And I especially don't when the coach, we got beaten we got to get better in all 3 phases. It's week 15, my man. You've been saying that for 15 weeks. Any changes need to happen, Coach Gannon? Nope. We're going to wake up tomorrow, do the same thing we've done.
We're going to go to work.
Our system is good. Players are pissed off, and I like a pissed off team. No, they're not. This team is complacent. This team is happy with losing, and this team is perfectly fine collecting their paychecks and half-assing it on the football field. And it starts with the coaching staff and above. Starts with the coaching staff, goes above. They are perfectly fine. Nobody is mad. Earlier this year when they lost like that 4th game in a row with the last second field goal, I saw a couple players throw their helmets after that. That was the last time I saw any negative. Have you seen anybody in the locker room throw a fit? Did you guys see Mike Evans on Thursday night's game with the Buccaneers, who was running up and down the sideline, pissed off at everybody and yelling and stuff? Have we seen anything like that on the sideline? Here's my impression of the Cardinals sideline during games.
Can't wait to break this one down.
I just vote we don't talk about them anymore. They want to be this unserious about what they do, and then they deserve no coverage whatsoever. Come on back, folks. It's the main event. Yeah, I listened to it. I was just... And we're back here, main event. Still got my blood boiling there with the Jonathan Gannon talk. It was a good day yesterday. Chiefs got eliminated though, Dale.
You're happy about that?
I'm just tired of them. First time they missed the playoffs since 2015. I think I don't hate the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs, but I don't hate the Chiefs. I enjoyed their talent. Andy Reid is a heck of a head coach. And stuff to that effect. It's just the thing I've noticed about the Chiefs are I feel like they've gotten cocky. And what I mean by that is every year they're just like, we're just running it back. We're just going to run it back. Everything's worked out for us. Going to run. And that eventually ends. And it ended abruptly this year. Which it's usually, I mean, you went through this with the Cowboys. Like championship teams die hard. And I just feel like the Chiefs were like, Super Bowl last year, and then just boom, down. Usually you see a slow, gradual regression. So like this year, they make the playoffs, but they get eliminated in the first round. Next year, they fight for a playoff, but just barely miss it. But you make changes to your roster every year. They make changes to the roster, but like Travis Kelce, I'm sorry, he should not be on this team. He should have retired by now and gone out in flare. And it's like you just hang on a little too long. And they got to the point. That's what I mean by cockiness. Then they got to the point now where it's just like it's a fall off the cliff decline instead of that gradual decline that you normally see. That's what I'm trying to say, Dale.
Well, it's interesting to me because it's one thing if your team you win one Super Bowl and then you're hanging around the playoffs and all that, but this is a definitive dynasty.
They have not missed the AFC Championship game since Patrick Mahomes been a star. This is the first time.
Whatever that is, 7, 8, 9 years.
Yeah.
And then and so when you look at that, that's what happened to us. We had about a 5-year run there where we were at the top of the league.
Yeah, it's like after your third Super Bowl, you guys were still up there for a year or two.
For a year or two, but you could definitely feel it.
Yeah.
And then boom.
That's what I'm getting at. The Chiefs were in 3 straight Super Bowls. And then this year, at one point they were 5-5 and struggling. And now they're officially out of the playoffs.
But the thing that always gave them hope.
You don't see that, though.
The thing that always gave them hope was the fact that it seemed like every season for the last 3 or 4, sometime during the middle of the season, people said, this is it. They're done.
Maybe cocky's not the right word. Maybe they were fooled by what they went throughout the last years, and they felt confident that no matter what this year. I mean, I saw Chris Jones after the game yesterday. He's at the podium, and he goes, hey, we're hanging by a thread. And a reporter goes, you were eliminated. He goes, oh, we were eliminated? He didn't even know they were eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. He thought that they still had like a fighting chance to get in there. And it's just you don't see this. You don't see in a dynasty type team is what I'm talking about. You will see a team make the Super Bowl and then be nothing and stuff like that. But I'm talking about a dynasty type team because they fill in guys, right? They get rid of older guys. They have younger guys they've been grooming. And I just don't feel like the Chiefs have been doing that. It's just, hey, let's just run back the same guys again. Let's just run back the same guys again. And, let's just keep our defense being what our defense is. And it just hit them straight in the face this year. And it's a weird thing to watch. And then, of course, Mahomes yesterday tears his ACL. Now, they haven't said there's additional damage in there. And ACL is a fairly quick recovery from. But is this going to change the way he quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, it's an 8-month recovery period.
But what I'm getting at, if it's an MCL and all the CLs, obviously that's a bigger deal. But that's kind of what that puts you at August. This injury, if they get in there and it's worse and they have to clean up some other stuff, this could turn into a miss the beginning part of the season next year on top of it. This isn't a thing where the Chiefs. This could be a thing where the Chiefs aren't. Hey, we're back. Last year was a blip. Now we're back again. This could be especially with the Broncos doing what they're doing. Yeah. Chargers on an uphill swing right now as well with Harbaugh there. We could literally see the end of a dynasty. And they usually don't die like they have like it's dying this year. And that's what fascinates me the most. Because I was like doing the research on it last night because I was like, wait a minute. Normally it's a gradual decline. And then before you're like out of everything. This was a walk to the ledge and jump. It's kind of a decline for those people there. fascinating to see that side. Mendoza, you're Indiana. Your next quarterback of your Arizona Cardinals.
Fernando Mendoza.
Heisman Trophy winner. My buddy Pavia, man. I like him on the football field. I think I've explained this before. Like, he's just one of those. No, I don't think he's going to be a good pro. I don't think any of that stuff. But for Vanderbilt, Pavia is the quarterback that is just he just is right for Vanderbilt. He's just got an attitude to it, and it's just a bad look on his video of partying after he lost the Heisman and all that. It's just obviously has a little bit Johnny Manziel in him, type of a thing. But I will say this about Mendoza in his speech, because I did go back and watch it. Thank God he took a breath, because if you saw him after they beat Ohio State, he was just like, ah! And I was like, hey, man, I know it's exciting, but take a breath, buddy. So at least he was relaxed and things like that. So good for him. Indiana, first Heisman Trophy winner over there at Indiana. I mean, just if you're Ohio State, right, you just got to be like, Indiana just won a Heisman?
Well,
what?
There's things that are called, like that'll happen when hell freezes over and things like that. That's what you say about Indiana and the Heisman Trophy and having a winning record.
Yeah.
Much less being the number one seed.
My favorite thing also was Paris Johnson had to wear an Indiana jersey after the Big 12 championship, Big 10 championship game. So somebody put on Twitter and they go, that's it. Paris Johnson is signaling he wants Mendoza as his quarterback next year, and they have a picture of him in the Indiana jersey. I mean, it's so great. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be a good pro. I have no idea. But of everybody in college right now, I think he's the one that's probably got the chance, right?
Yep.
And at the 6th pick, because the Giants are ahead of you, they have Dart. You're assuming their new head coach is going to be a Dart fan, at least, I don't know, maybe not. Quarterbacks don't make as much as you think anymore, so maybe you can move on from him, right? Titans don't need a quarterback. They're fine with Cam Ward. So you might get luckier to see where you go, is what I'm getting at here, coming up. And then before we move on here, did you see the big news around Arizona sports? I mean, you got Arizona men's basketball beating another top 20 team and beat them by 30 points. By
Alabama,
the way, folks. Yeah, on Saturday night.
Yeah.
This Arizona team, man. Now, here's the thing. You got Michigan, who's undefeated and dominating as well. You got Purdue, who's lost one. UConn's only lost one this year, and that was to Arizona, and UConn wasn't at full health. Then that's when Dan Hurley was ripping his training staff for not having kids ready to play and stuff to that effect. I'm forgetting another team that's 10-0 right now. Then you got the Gonzagas and stuff. Duke's undefeated. This Arizona team's so good right now. It is amazing to watch them. So much so, Dale, they're the first team in history to do something, beat this many teams on the side. I'm pulling it up here, Dale. So you got to stall for me for a second here.
I'm looking at the men's college basketball rankings: Arizona, Michigan, Duke, Iowa State.
Iowa State's the other end. 2 Big 12 schools, folks.
Yeah, all
dominating out there.
And then you got Houston in the top 10. And
I don't have it. I think Arizona's like the first school to beat 5 top ranked teams like ever in the history.
Okay,
something to that effect. Sorry, I didn't save that link. Yeah, no, this is going to be a fun college basketball season.
Then you have BYU rounding out the top 10.
Yeah.
So
and BYU is really good too, with that 19-year-old kid also.
So maybe the Big 12 could be the SEC with basketball.
Well, it's been that way for the last several years, but it was Houston, Kansas, and now you're seeing the Texas Tech, Iowa State. Texas Tech is good at basketball. You got the Iowa State, you're going to have to compete. Arizona State's obviously better. Now, I think there's a drop-off from Iowa State, Arizona, and Arizona State and those types of schools and things, but it's going to be fun to watch out there. But don't sleep on this Arizona State women's basketball team either here, Dale. They are 12-0 now. They had an overtime win against Oregon State yesterday as well. Only 5 other teams were 11-0 entering Sunday's action, excuse me. Only one team, and that would be Maryland, was 12-0 at that point. This is from Chris Cartman, gave me those stats there. But and Arizona State's not just beating like garbage teams out there. Yeah, they played McNeese State, and stuff, but they're putting up points, and it's hard to win in this league, and it's their first. What I'm trying to get at here is you can move on from Bobby Hurley and find success. Let's just get to the point, Dale. Because you hire the right coach here, and they can bring in success and a winning. She comes from Grand Canyon, had a great season last year, tons of success. Steps in the you can't win at Arizona State because of the facilities and that stuff. Narrative needs to end because Molly Miller's there. Why is Molly able to do it, and nobody else is able to do it? You have to get the right coaches.
Well, obviously that is the number one thing, but facilities can help you recruit and
Absolutely.
things like
I'm
that.
not saying it's not a factor.
Right.
I'm just saying it can be done without it. And at least at a temporary side. And Poa is the one who hit the game winner yesterday in overtime. It was a fantastic shot up there in Oregon State. I get it. You need facilities, and they're upgrading them and stuff to that effect. But this narrative of get rid of Bobby Hurley, you're not going to get another good coach in here. Okay. Well,
I mean, if
your
you
women's
look at,
program just proved you wrong.
If you look at the Big 12, the women's, you got ASU, Iowa State, and Texas Tech all 12-0. Mm-hmm. You got TCU at 11-0, and then BYU's 11-1.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be this Big 12 schedule. If you don't have basketball tickets for men or women, go get them. And I'm not saying they're going to go on this big tear and blow through the Big 12. Arizona State's going to lose some ball games in the Big 12, men and women's. But can they be competitive or at least be better, better than, you're a step down from Arizona if you're on the men's side. You're a step down from Arizona. But are you better than, the bottom half of the deal and stuff like that? At least they're showing it as of now as well. But don't sleep on the ASU women's basketball program. And I know we're all ASU guys here and everything, but don't sleep on this Arizona basketball program. The big question that you got is one, Big 12, right? When you start playing, I mean, they're showing they can play against better schools. So I have no doubt about that. It's just, can they get over that, get to the 8 and out type of a thing that your boy down there tends to have? I almost said Sean Miller, but that's not his name. Your boy down there tends to have. That'll be the question that you see.
Well, I think everybody, let's say with U of A, understands how long it's been since they've been to a Final Four, and each game in that tournament's going to be a nail-biter.
Every Arizona fan I know going into the tournament's like, I don't know, we'll see. We know we'll get to the to the 12s, to the 16, and then after that it's a crapshoot. We don't know. We'll have to pay attention to it. It's amazing to watch the fatality attitude there of Arizona fans. But there's a team to raise your hopes on. This is it down there in Tucson as well. So we got to do it there as well. We already talked. We're going to go to Major League Baseball in a second, but I want to do some uplifting stuff, Dale. Should we save it for the end of the show, or should we do it now?
Let's do uplifting at the end instead of downtown, because I do want to throw out here, Steve Wilkes was relieved of his duties.
He was.
The New York Jets defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he was the problem in New York.
He's back, yeah. But he has bounced around. I mean, you go to Super Bowl San Francisco and you get released after the game.
Yeah,
it's like
right after the game.
Yeah, it's like my goodness.
I don't know Steve Wilkes at all. I just feel like he's just like, he might be quiet, but I don't feel like he's an assertive type of a guy. I think he's just like a guy that like you show up at a meeting, like a team meeting, Dale. You know these, right? And you show in there and they have the camera on and everybody's talking. And then somebody eventually goes, like 30 minutes later, somebody goes, "Hey, did Wilkes show up?" And he's been in the back corner the whole time, and nobody knows he's been there.
I could see that.
I feel like he's that. And as a defensive coach, I just feel like you got to be more like, if there's one coach on the staff, in my opinion, it's got to be the defensive coach that's just walks around with his chest a little bit higher, a little bit taller. Just walks around like just a big bad dude. Because you got to set that defensive tone, right?
Usually your defensive coordinators are more emotional.
That's a good way of putting it, emotional side. Yeah, it's the offensive guys are more stoic and thought-provoking and designed, and the defensive guys like that old school of just hey, put your hand in that dirt and go smash some helmets. Let's go. And Steve Wilkes just doesn't strike me as, I don't know if I'm a hole in the wall. But it just doesn't strike me as a guy that's like that.
Right.
And I don't know if you, like I said, want that kind of a deal from that. But also, you get let go because you can get Robert Salah back too for the Niners. That's an upgrade there.
Oh,
so.
no doubt about it. No doubt about
Hey,
it.
by the way, Arizona Cardinals. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Robert Salah will be available to hire this year.
Maybe you learned a few things.
He knows a few things about playing through injuries. Just gonna throw that out there. Look, I'm not gonna hold anybody that takes the Jets job, other than the fact that they take the Jets job. I'm not gonna hold anything after that against them, because that's just a terrible place to be.
Hey, according to Adam Schefter, that's 1998. This will be the first NFL postseason
Isn't this crazy?
without a Peyton, a Manning, a Brady, or a Patrick Mahomes.
Since what? What year?
1998.
I was a junior at ASU, man. Isn't that amazing?
That's
stat?
a long time.
That's they're like presidents. Like, how many years was it we didn't have a Bush or Clinton or it's like what in the world's happening? Yeah, no. And I think we're definitely in a transition period in the NFL. Young players, young teams stepping up right now. Now, can they sustain? It's the question, as we're going into it. It is fascinating what's happening in the NFL. I don't know if that's good, by the way. Like, I'm just going to throw out, well, who are the best two teams in the NFL right now? Well, let's just say Rams. If Rams make the Super Bowl, that'd be a big deal. If the Niners made the Super Bowl, that'd be a big deal. I'm trying to think of another team here. I'm sorry. Like the Patriots make the Super Bowl, that'd be a big deal, right? Even though they're a young team, because it's the Patriots brand back again. You can sell that. But like, what if it's like a Panthers who's having a great season?
Panthers, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like two teams that are good, and that could go on a run to get there. Isn't that a nightmare for the NFL?
Well, I think unlike basketball and maybe baseball, I think people still tune in to the Super Bowl no matter who plays in it.
Yeah, but it's the hype to get up to it and stuff like that. I could just see reporters being like, "Why are we interviewing Jacksonville right now?"
Well, they're averaging 33 points a game since their bye 7 games ago.
Trevor Lawrence's worst game was against the Cardinals with all those turnovers he had. He's been playing really well since then, so. It's interesting to see where he's at. All right, we'll come back to the NFL and the positivity side of it. Because I got some love yesterday from Old Man Rivers. We're going to talk about him, and his performance wasn't good, but it's the message that he's sending that you can get behind. These things movies are made of, Dale.
Yeah.
Movies are made of. But obviously the big news is, and you got to give a ton of credit to Mike Hazen. And I am not a Mike Hazen fan. I think he struggles a lot. I think he's allowed complacency to come into this organization. He's allowed people to not play hard, stuff to that effect with his manager decision and things to that effect, and it goes downhill. But you got to give him credit because yesterday they re-signed. We wake up and find out Merrill Kelly's coming back on that 2-year, $40 million contract. Now, Merrill Kelly's up there in age, and he's still a good pitcher. It's going to fall off one of these years.
Right.
But 2-year, $20 million a year deal is perfect to bring him back. But the more important thing is they got 3 draft picks. They got 3 high-level prospects for Kelly when they traded him to the Rangers at the trade deadline. And now you're getting him back plus those prospects. I mean, now do we so just on the face of it, it's a successful trade and well done, right? This move was awesome. Now it'll be even better if those kids, 1 or 2 of those kids, turns into something.
Of course. And then you sign him back for not absorbing him.
No, that's about right for Merrill. I wouldn't have paid anything more than $20 a year for him, especially what he means to your franchise as well, and he wants to be here. So, do they get a discount? But I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm not a Zach Gallen fan. He had that one great year. He started the All-Star game and all that. But other than that, to me, Zach Gallen's like a number 2, number 3 pitcher, maybe a 3 more than a 2. I've just never been a huge fan of him in terms of consistency and stuff to that effect. and things. But if you had to get Merrill Kelly or Zach Gallen back, which one would you prefer? To me, it would have been Merrill Kelly on a couple-year deal.
Right.
Am I alone in that feeling? Because I know a lot of people love themselves some Zach Gallen.
Well, I think in your mind's eye, if you close your eyes, you can see that year with Zach Gallen. You've seen him do it.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly why he can't, but I like the fact that, Merrill Kelly, was he 37, 38 years old?
I think he's 38, but don't quote me on that. He got started late. Is that Major League the Diamond? I mean, the Diamondbacks gave him a shot. It was late in his career, stuff. He's a hometown kid. Went to Arizona State, obviously. So I mean, some history here and everything. He's one of those homegrown kids that you can root for.
And it's only a 2-year deal.
Yes.
So it's not like you're saddled with that 5-year.
But he's also a thrower that he's consistent, and I don't, knock on wood here, folks. I don't think you have to worry about serious injuries with him because he doesn't throw hard. That sounds like an insult. But his form's good, and he just got control of his pitches and stuff to that effect. So, whereas Zach Gallen, I think you do have to worry a little bit about the injury side. 37 years old right now. He turns 38 later on. But Desert Mountain High School, by the way.
Merrill Kelly went to Desert Mountain? Yeah. I did not know that.
Yes. Local kid. Local kid there. So $5.5, I think, $1 million payday is what he was getting as his last check. So this is his last deal. So Diamondbacks are kind of rewarding him, and I'm willing to bet you he's probably took a discount to come back here.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good signing. And now, so their rotation is set now. They signed that one guy, Spottix or whatever his name is, earlier to be their other fifth pitch. So now they have their 5 pitchers in the lineup, plus a bunch of young kids that I'm sure you're going to work in and out depending on injuries. You're going to get Corbin Burns back some point this season on top of it as a starter. So, last year we were going into this going, oh, my God, you have too many starter spots. So be careful saying that. But I gotta have a little bit of time today and give Mike Hazen some credit for once, because I am really negative on him in everything in terms of a lot of his stuff, his moves, and the complaints he's seen in this organization. But that was fantastic. And then we can go negative when he eventually trades Ketel Marte because they're not going to get the value back for him, and we can be negative on that. But for now, let's give him some props.
You're already scheduling that?
Well, they're just not going to get. I think I said it one of those days you weren't here. They're not going to get the equal value for Ketel Marte. They're just not. He's, if not the best second baseman in Major League Baseball, he's up there. But with the taking time off, the other teams know these stories. Taking the time off, kind of a deal, things to that effect. I just think you're gonna be. You need to get 2 Major League ready guys, I think, and then whatever else is thrown in is just gravy. But you're just not going to get somebody that's same talent for Ketel Marte, which means you're going to take less for him. But you also have to unload him. I just have a bad feeling they're going to camp with him. They're not trading him. I got a bad feeling they're not trading him.
You think they're keeping him, huh?
I think they're shopping him, but also if you're not getting what you want for him, keep him. Don't just get rid of him to get rid of him. I got an idea. Coach him and change his freaking attitude. Get him out there on the field. Stop letting him take a day off because he's not feeling he's got a boo-boo. You can do that too, Dale, speaking of coaches.
You think he is Mark Williams?
That's just to protect him from himself.
Oh, I know.
Hey, before we move on here and get into the NFL stuff and everything, those are the big headlines for the weekend. But before we get into that, I don't know. Did you see Richard Opert's story on Skyline's head coach getting let go over the weekend?
I did not.
Yeah. So Skyline's one of those schools. It's literally 2 miles from Desert Ridge out there. So it's an East Mesa school. It's out there in Mesa. It's a Mesa public school there. Chrisman and Southern area, right beside the Quick Trip there. And if anybody wants to go there. And
not at the Quick Trips by Skyline High School.
No, you don't go to Skyline. You go to the Quick Trip. Skyline just happens to be behind it.
I love that.
Yeah. And it's so Richard Opert does this story, and it's not a surprise he was let go, to be honest with you. He's been 3-7 for a couple years. But he was an assistant coach when Brock Purdy was at Perry, and Perry was good back then, obviously. And he was an assistant there, and they went to Skyline. Started off, I want to say, had some almost winning records for his first couple years, and then he's 3-7 the last couple. So, right, it's okay. Well, it's not working out. We need to move on from him. Let's get another coach in here, et cetera, right? That makes like a sensible move, right? Then you read the article, and he wasn't told why he was let go. They just basically emailed him and say, hey, we're letting you go, and didn't say why. And even he's in the article, it says he asked. He goes, I asked him, what can I do to work on myself, et cetera. It's just, and then Skyline didn't respond to the Arizona Republic when they asked for comment and stuff like that. And it just riles me up here. These administrators and these athletic directors. Now, I joked around on Twitter and said there must be something in the water in East Mesa with these athletic directors, because you guys know the Desert Ridge story. I've told it 1,000 times. And there's just, what is going on with these athletic directors, assistant principals? I kind of talked about that on there. Just the absolute, excuse my language here, folks, shitty attitude of these people. How cowardly and unprofessional are you that when you let somebody go, you don't answer their questions? You don't tell them, hey, it just didn't work out here. We need to get we're trying to get the program better. We loved what you did with us, but we need to get some wins now. That's simple stuff to communicate to somebody. Or if, hey, we got a new principal here and she wants to improve the program. There's things you can say to somebody truthfully to go on. Go watch these athletic directors and administrators need to go to Hard Knocks back in the day and watch when they release players. They sit down and they have professional, hey, you're not here for us. You're not what we're looking for, but I support you. You do these things great. You need to keep improving on this. I'll support you wherever you go. I'll do a letter of recommendation. I'll call them for you. You do that stuff, even if you don't mean it. And to not tell a guy why you're letting him go is the most cowardly thing you can do. And I will put money on it that every principal and every athletic director in high school expects their coaches to communicate with not just the kids, but the players, with the parents as well. They expect them to have accountability out there. And the people that aren't being held accountable and doing their standards are the athletic directors and the principals. And I don't understand why these districts continue to hire assistant principals that are miserable little pricks and talk down to parents on them and hang up on the phone. Yes, that's personal because it just happened to me. And, and just bad attitude people. You're shaping the minds of our kids. And you guys are teaching these kids to be a-holes to people and not do professional things. And that's the sad part I have in life right now as well. We can go to the Saguaro school, not just the athletic director and his shenanigans that were, got him fired, but that principal on top of it, obviously has made some serious mistakes.
Yep.
What kind of people are we hiring to groom our kids, people? It needs to be fixed, and it starts with getting the bad apples out, and it starts with holding yourself accountable like you expect the coaches to do them. I guarantee you the administration of Skyline High School had numerous talks with that head coach about, hey, this parent reached out to me. You need to be more communicative. I guarantee you those conversations happened over the years. And you can't sit down with a guy professionally and have a conversation with him on why you're letting him go so he can help his career and grow and stuff to that effect and get better at what he does. It's cowardly. I'm tired of these high school people and who they're hiring and all that stuff. Grow up, admins. Seriously, grow up.
Well, things is interesting about some of those Mesa high schools as far as just football goes. Yeah. You got some destination schools there, and
especially out there because Desert Ridge has the same problem, and ALA is opening up. A big one's opening up.
Right.
Not too far away, closer to my house. They have serious pressure.
And like you say, you can drive 20 minutes and drive by 5 high schools.
I know somebody that lives out by the mountains, Superstition Mountains, that drives 20 minutes in to go to school at Desert Ridge.
Right. And so
because you have choices now instead of Apache Junction High School, they go there. Yeah.
Do you want your football program to win? Well, then almost now like college and NFL, you got to put some money in it and put some resources in it.
Well, you need to hire a coach Desert Ridge, until 2020, Desert Ridge was really good at football.
Yep.
It hasn't changed. Skyline was there then. Apache Junction was still then. Queen Creek High School was still there. Now you got Eastmark, which is a smaller school, that stuff. But, now you got the ALAs opening up. Yeah, get a coach that's going to want kids to go there. But even then, Dale, I'll even argue this point. Okay, you're landlocked in there. You're not getting the kids. You're not getting the best. The best kids are going to a school surrounding you, right? Because it's easy to do. You can still work with the kids you got. You might not win a ton, but you could still better the kids that you're working with there to make them better human beings and coach them and groom them to be good adults when they graduate high school and that stuff. And if you're failing at this high school level with the high school coach where you won't talk to the high school coach, or the softball coach has a problem with you, or the swimming coach has a problem with you, the baseball coach hates your guts as an athletic director, you're not the guy for the job. And they keep hiring these guys and putting them in these positions. And it's not about you guys. Yes, it's about winning. I get that. And if a coach doesn't win, that's fine. Hey, you didn't win enough. We got to let you go. We got to find somebody else. But at least be a man or a woman and talk to them about it. Don't be cowardly and hide behind an email or whatever you're doing. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting in this environment. And I do that for the corporate world too. I know somebody that used to email people that they had to let them go. And a lot of companies do that nowadays. You're cowards when you do that. Have a face-to-face conversation with them and deal with it from that side. And especially when we're dealing with high school kids. It's disgusting.
Well, and the other thing that I always look at, when you start treating high school programs like college programs,
which is what they are doing, folks.
And remember now, these high school head coaches, most of them, Skyline head coach is probably also a teacher and is getting a $5,000 stipend to coach.
Today, though, a lot of them aren't teachers.
Yeah, but it's just
they're on campus a lot. Yeah. But some of them are. I understand that. But now I think a lot of them aren't. They have other jobs, and then they show up for practice and pep rallies.
You got to have the right kind of job to be able to mix that with coaching too.
Yeah, well, that's why you get realtors and stuff like that in there. It's just it is. It's turning. I feel like high school is turning into more of like they want it to be more of a professional side. But even then, I can tell you this. I mean, when Brian Kelly got laid off, they had a meeting. When Sharon, the Michigan head coach, got fired the other day, they sat down with him and had a conversation with him. Grow up. These admins that expect everybody below them to work at a certain level. Maybe they don't. I don't know anything about Skyline. Maybe Skyline doesn't require their teachers to communicate with people. I can tell you this: with the Queen Creek School, Unified Schools, nobody in the district office will call you back when you want to talk to them about the a-hole attitudes of their assistant principals. They don't care. Nobody cares. And you're teaching our youth right now. What are you doing? Figure it out, man. Seriously, it's not hard to hire the right people. And I know what they're going to say. You know how hard it is to hire people? Good. Leave the position empty and get the right people in there. Not the jerks and the people that don't want to teach properly and do things right, Dale.
Sounds like there's a little personal vendetta.
It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts because I got asked last week, why do you? I'm not a particularly religious man, and people like somebody knew that about me, and they go, what's with you in this Christian school? And I was like, dear God, man, because I'm not saying they're perfect, but dear God, you look at them, and like you see Mike Sheehan on the show, and it's just how do you not root for that? Mm-hmm. And then you got, like I said, the opposite side, Desert Ridge, and now Skyline, Queen Creek High School. I deal with all these schools. I deal with Chrisman High School down there in Queen Creek. I've dealt with Eastmark a lot. And you're just looking at it going, I don't want any part of this. Who wants to be a part of this garbage that you guys are running right now? Like, you don't inspire me to want to be here. And you expect us to have our kids come here? And then you got schools, people like Mike Sheehan and that thing. It just flock to the good, not the bad. And that's the problem these guys are having with athletics.
Right.
And Queen Creek High School has great athletics, by the way. Their softball team's amazing. They do have great athletics. Football team, it has kind of a landlocked problem. They lost a lot of kids to Queen Creek ALA this year. But these are real threats to these guys. And they don't want to fix it. They're just more like, oh, we'll just keep putting the wrong people in these spots and making everybody angry so they go take their kids someplace else. I don't get it. I don't get it at all, Dale. Fix it. I don't understand. Fix it. Well, Perry's head coach, administration changed, became toxic because of, I'll let it out of the bag. A parent called and complained about the Perry head coach after 3 years. And the administration felt that he needs to move on with his life.
Yeah, it's a different world out there, Steve, than when we were brought up.
It's ridiculous, man. And I'm not saying you don't get on your football coach and you fire guys. I'm not saying that, but it's like, be professional about it, make the decisions and move on and stuff to that effect. And I don't know. I don't have the power that these adults, these parents that are calling administrators and getting coaches fired, I do not have that power. Because I just wanted to talk to somebody about the guy basically talking down to me like I'm 4 years old and then hanging up the phone on me. So I just wanted to pass that memo along on what happened, and I can't get a phone call back from anybody about it. The principal was amazing, but all he can do is talk to him because he doesn't hire him. He's stuck with him. And it's just like, so I wish I had that power where I could just call an admin and get a coach fired. Dale, I need that kind of power.
They probably have your caller ID number.
How do I have that?
Oh, don't answer.
Who are they? Who are they? Joe at Classic Collision? Sees my caller ID come up, and my phone number goes to him. Come on back, folks. That's just been bothering me lately. It's not going to end because it's not going to change. Because
we're going to end it on a positive note.
Let's do that. Because Phillip Rivers got to me yesterday.
Really?
He got to me. We'll talk about Phillip. Old man Rivers, not his play on his field. It wasn't spectacular.
Oh.
And Seahawks sucked yesterday. But he got to me yesterday. And it's a message for everybody, especially as old people. But young people, too. We'll talk about Old Man Rivers coming up next. And we're back here, main event. Well, before we get to Old Man Rivers, because like I said, I refused to talk Cardinals today. We talked a little bit about it. I'm done with them, Dale. Done with them. We'll talk more with Bruce
Calais
Cooper
Campbell
tomorrow.
blocked a field goal.
He did. We're going to talk a lot of Cardinals tomorrow with Bruce Cooper. That's why I kind of want to push it off today because I wanted to discuss me. I mean, there's two good stories. Calais Campbell still playing well, blocked that field goal, but I mean Trey has hit the record now.
Yeah.
For the catches, over 1,000 yards in catches this year. And I was trying to figure it out, right? And then Wilson is the number one receiver as long as Marvin Harrison Jr. is not out there because they try to force the ball to Marvin Harrison. But, and I was thinking about it last night, why is Trey always catching balls? Like, why aren't they blanketing him? And then it dawned on me. Well, because he only catches 5 7-yard passes. You'll let him do that down the field all day long.
Yes, you will.
So, because I was like, Wilson's getting the double coverage. Even when Marvin Harrison came back, Wilson was being double covered, and Marv was open a little bit more, or at least single covered and stuff like that. Because I was like, why don't you just do your defensive scheme? And I was like, because it doesn't. At most, he has a 20-yard catch with afterwards.
Well, that's
you'll handle that. You'll handle. That's what I mean. But you'll handle that, right?
That's if he breaks 3 tackles.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's going to sound like I'm knocking him, and I'm not in any way. I'm not knocking him in any way. It's fantastic what he's doing. But doesn't it say something when the other team's like, "Go ahead, buddy. we're gonna stop everybody else, and we're gonna let you have a Hall of Fame career because we can keep you in front of us." That's bad. That's a bad offensive scheme, Dale.
Well, you know what? The one thing that you did not bring up today that I know you had to do Saturday, your boy John Cena, he lost his last match.
Well, I told you that's tradition. Oh, because you want to get me. I thought you wanted to end in positivity.
He lost his. How does the champion of all time lose their match?
Well, no, I told you this before. So you're not a wrestling guy.
No.
So traditionally, I only know of like 2 wrestlers, big time wrestlers that have retired and won their final matches. And other than that, generally you lose your final match and you do what you say, you put over the other guy. So you're usually going up against, like when The Rock became The Rock, like the Big Rock. He was getting all that stardom and everything. And then was it Hogan? I've just forgotten now. Somebody big was retiring and they went up against The Rock. And then they lost to him, and then that just says to the fan base, this is next. Right? So that's what you do traditionally. You put the next guy in your spot and say, I'm endorsing this guy to be your next me out here, whatever. So that's generally how it goes when you lose. But dear God, so do you know the John Cena character at all? You might have seen my tweets about it. I watched it Sunday morning because Saturday night I was at the House of Comedy. I saw that he lost, but I purposely didn't read anything else about it because I knew I was going to watch it. I got up Sunday morning. First thing I do is I load it up and I watch it. Do you know anything about the John Cena character and John Cena's deal? He's always about never giving up. He's always about fighting. I told you he's got all these charity things. Like, just search him on video, and you'll see all these people that were like, I was going to kill myself, and and you watching you in the ring, and you never giving up, and those speeches, is what gave me the key to go. It's tearjerker stuff, folks. It's just he's an amazing person on that front. When he works with that stuff, amazing person. And all that. But he's never give up. Even before he goes into the ring, he goes, I'm going to go out swinging. And then he taps out. He freaking taps out at the end of the match. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, never give up. Your whole career, you never give up. You fight to the end, and I'm going to win this thing. And then you tap out like a little biatch. Cheesy.
Well, didn't somebody
ridiculous.
write that script for him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw Triple H afterwards. John Cena deserves to go out the way he wants to. What, like a wussy? I catch my language here. I don't like it. I thought it was stupid. And here's the worst part. I told you guys last week, I have no expectations of this. I have no desire to watch this. I think this is going to be a stupid, ridiculous match. And I was actually having fun with it. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was fantastic. First time I've said that about John Cena in a wrestling ring and probably ever, to be honest with you. And I enjoyed every freaking second of it until he's all tap, tap. Oh, the chokehold tap. Give me a break. You don't have the guy whose motto is never give up. Give up. In his final match. John Cena's been lying to you all for years now. Oh. Turns out he does give up, folks. Turns out he is a quitter. Thanks for getting me all riled up on that. And I enjoyed that match. That's the best part about it, too. The whole time I'm like, this is fun. This is fun to watch. This is awesome. This is nothing like I thought it would be. And he taps out. Let me give up.
Well, maybe he really was getting choked.
Stupidest.
Maybe the guy didn't read the script.
Stupidest thing I've ever. Maybe they didn't write it in Austrian or whatever he's from. I call him German, but I think he's from Austria. Gunther. It was a good match.
Gunther going to be the new Cena?
He already is. That's kind of my thing. Like he didn't need to put Gunther over. Gunther was already there. But yeah, I don't. And it says something because John Cena had a say in how he went out. Did he agree to that? I can just tell you right now, if my motto is don't give up, and you go, you're going to tap out to lose this match, I'd be like, hell no, I'm not. I'll change it in the ring myself. I'm going to go out in some flamboyant style of, we're just going at each other or whatever, and I'm going to get knocked out, and I'm going to wake back up, and then I'm going to do something. You could have ended this so many different ways. And you had the guy that tells you to never give up. Gave up.
Wow.
What a message to the world, Dale. What a message to the world. Hey, I know I've been telling you don't give up for 20, 30 years now, but I was just kidding. You should always tap out, folks, and not try. What a message to send at the end for John Cena. Yeah, I've been lying to you. We've been fighting for 30 years. It was a waste of time, guys. Just tap out. Just tap out. We're good. Don't even bother fighting.
So all these people that didn't tap out because he didn't tap out, are they now going to tap out?
Call your loved ones, folks, if they're if they had issues in their life and John Cena, because now they're like, he let me down. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't.
But you knew he was going to lose. You just didn't think he'd tap out.
I was unsure if he was going to lose, but when I saw he lose, I was like, good, thank God. And then he went out the stupidest way possible. I hate tap outs anyway in wrestling. I can't stand them. I can't stand them at all. But again, the guy that says never give up, always fight, that guy gave up, folks, and tapped out because he was tired.
All right, let's go positive.
No, now I'm pissed. You want to talk LeBron and touching the ref? Did you see the ref last night? Stop it. Stop touching me, LeBron. Oh, LeBron, stop. Stop grabbing me, LeBron. Did you see that? We'll talk more about that with Bruce Cooper. Did you see that ref, though, Dale? The hell, LeBron, you're pushing me. Oh, you silly cat. Oh, LeBron, stop touching me. Oh, God. Oh, LeBron. Oh, you're tickling me, LeBron. Anybody else touches the referee, you get ejected on the spot, and that ref's playing whatever you want to call it with LeBron.
I thought you were going to talk about my boy D.A.
The Suns have no
domination.
They're going to get dominated against a big team if they're not very good. You saw the size difference last night.
Yeah.
And the Lakers noticed it and took advantage of it. But look, Suns came back from 20. We'll talk more about that with Bruce Cooper tomorrow, but I just don't understand why LeBron's able to grab, pull, and even holy cow, I just forgot his name. The head coach there of the Lakers, JJ Redick. I don't understand how they can grab the refs, push the refs, shove the refs, yell in the refs' face, pointing in the refs' face, and not get technicals. Everybody else gets technicals. Why do they not get technicals?
Well, because you got the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, LeBron, LeBron, stop it. Stop touching me, LeBron.
The GOAT.
Stop pushing me, buddy.
The GOAT.
Buddy, stop it. I'm only going to tell you 99 more times before I call it technical. So stop it. Oh, LeBron, stop. Stop, LeBron. LeBron, you're grabbing me a little too physical right now. Stop it. Right there on video.
Wow.
Phillip Rivers, his stats weren't good yesterday. At one point, did you see that? He did a drop back and his legs went out from underneath him and he fell down. And then he got up and he ran like half a yard and fell down again. And they finally had him
That's
down.
what my legs did.
First of all, before the game, I'm sitting there like watching the Cardinals game and I'm just flipping through Twitter. And they're like, oh, he's out here 3 hours before the game, walking the field with the play chart and everything. Dude, it looked like me walking out there, man.
With your sore ankle?
Not just that, just his body type, round in areas and plays things like that. And I was just like, I put out on Twitter. I said, Phillip Rivers makes me feel like I could play NFL football. Similar body types. It just, and then he gets in the uniform, and it's like, oh, he's wearing like a flak jacket and stuff. No, that was just the extra padding he had around his midsection and
Hey,
everything.
they'd ask him how much he weighed, and he said, I have no idea.
But if you don't know, he coaches a high school football team. And this is the stuff I'm talking about. Hey, Skyline, athletic director and administrators, maybe you should pay attention to this story here. It was to the point where, he snuck off from the school and to go interview with the Colts. It kind of leaked out a little bit. So all the kids at the school aren't allowed to have cell phones. So they tracked it. The Google searches at this school went up like 7,000% on Phillip Rivers Colts to see, and they got the word that he signed. They had a viewing party yesterday and everything for him and whatnot. And regardless how you feel about it, the Colts need him. Unfortunately, the Colts have lost 6 of 7, something ridiculous like that. They're struggling even with Daniel Jones. They're not going to go. They have no chance with the rookies that they have behind him and Rippin and stuff. This is their chance to try to make a playoff push and everything. And it is it's a good story. You're rooting for him, but I'm not expecting anything out of this. This isn't going to end a Hollywood movie where he's going to be hosting the trophy up at the end of the year, anything to that effect. But then after the game, Phillip Rivers goes to his press conference. Hey, high school admins, athletic directors, assistant principals who want to be jerks to everybody because you're miserable in your life and the life that you've chosen. Listen to this and pay attention to this. What Phillip Rivers says after the game. Somebody cutting onions in here?
Hopefully, certainly I think of my sons and those ball players, that I'm in charge of at the school, that they'll say, like, crap, coach wasn't scared. You know what I mean? It's like, shoot, sometimes there is doubt, and it's real. And again, you can the guaranteed safe bet is to go home or to not go for it, and the other one is, shoot, let's see what happens. And so I hope that in that sense that it can be a positive to some young boys, or young people. It doesn't have to be boys, but
there you go, Dale. There's your inspiration for today.
I've always been a Phillip Rivers fan. I know there's a lot of people who question him and is he a Hall of Famer and all that. I've always been a huge fan of his. I would love to have played with him.
Oh, his intensity.
You
see after he threw that touchdown, he looked like a little kid, man, pumping his fist.
He smack talks, but you can tell it means something to him.
Yeah.
And he's right, because again, what was it? He doesn't need 3 more paychecks.
Yeah, but he might have needed health insurance. Did you see that story? His health insurance starts over now.
But I'd say he doesn't need another paycheck.
Yeah.
So I just, it would have been a perfect ending to the week if somehow, some way they would have won.
18-16, they were in the game.
Plus Seattle, beating Seattle.
Threw that interception across the middle at the end and everything. But, he's got a point there, right? He could have easily have been like, I'm too old, I can't do it. Stuff to that effect. And look, I famously, and I was talking to Paul Mercurio about this because he left being a lawyer to be a comedian. I left the corporate world to do this type of stuff. Eventually, I got to this eventually, but and stuff to that effect, man. And you look back at it, those aren't easy decisions to make when you're 30-something years old or whatever, let alone 44 years old. Do I go back? He knows what he was putting himself in. My favorite part is he left the black makeup on there because when I first saw it, I was like, does he have a black eye too? But he's not wrong on that, and that's what actually I say that a lot is I always go, what's the worst thing that happens? Just do it. What's the worst thing that happens? You fail and you move on with your life or you get better at something. For that message and stuff. He could have easily have said, no, you guys are stupid for even calling me.
Right.
Why are you wasting my time right now?
Hey, do you know I'm a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame?
And instead he went, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what will happen, but let's go find out and see and things like that stuff. And just fantastic message to end the show there. And hey.
Look at you, Stevie.
Positivity, folks.
Look at you.
Robert, I'm not even going to read your tweet because it's negative and we're not ending the show negative. He says watching 500 sleeper holds was not all that enjoyable. But that's just what, that's what it turned into because of the, they got tired. Cena was tired. They have to roll around for a while and stuff like that. But, I know what you're saying, Robert, but to get better, man. No, that's all I'm going to say.
Let's get the high schools better and the Mesa school districts for Steve.
It's not just that. Let's be clear. Scottsdale's got its own problems fighting Helistrays, Dale.
No, you said you'd stop saying that.
Well, I'm going to start saying it now because you're making fun of Mesa now.
I just go by what you say.
I mean, the Dobson head coach last year, my alma mater, gets sermon, not because of anything that happened at Dobson. It happened not that it's better, but it happened on the west side of town. But gets dragged off of campus in handcuffs and stuff like that last year. And they get the Castile coach to move over. It's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Let's get the Phillip Rivers attitude out there of let's hire the right people. Let's put people in the right spots. Especially for the kids. Like, I'm 48 years old. I don't need somebody to inspire me necessarily, Phillip Rivers, at one point said, there's self-doubt. You have self-doubt, and you've got to fight through it. You got to get to that point. And that's the message. So it's great for young kids. It's also great for us out there as well. Because like I said, I know what it's like to leave a well-paying job where you're, moderately successful at, but it's well-paying, to go, I'm going to go do my own thing now. It ain't an easy thing to do. I was thinking I was talking to Paul about that after the comedy show. Like we have something in common. Like you left a high paying, because those merger and acquisition positions are not small paying job. You left that to go do comedy and then leave that net, leave that safety net behind, kind of a deal and things like that. I'm not saying that, we're better. I'm just saying sometimes you need those types of messages to make your choices there in life. And if you're miserable at your job, leave it. Assistant principals. Dale, what are you doing the rest of the day today?
My daughter got me an appointment with a physical therapist. See if we can't get my lower back start working a little better.
You having the back problems again?
I've always had back problems.
Well, no comeback for you. You'll fail you'll be like Ragnar. You'll fail the physical.
Oh yeah, I fail every physical. I'd fail physical to get into a senior citizens home.
They won't let you in.
Yeah, no.
He's too messed up.
You are way too messed up.
He's got to go to the hospice. Dale, get out of here. Fun Monday here, everybody. Appreciate you joining us. Don't forget, 623-252-6670 text line at TME Sports Show. Like, subscribe at the YouTube page, and, of course, catch it on demand there as well. On demand here at Robat TV, and then your free podcast systems out there as well. We got Business Show coming up at 11 o'clock, McCollum on Business, and we keep it rolling. Real Matrix, new episode coming out on Wednesday as well, folks. See everybody later.